Welcome back. I went to see The Invisible Man, the new release that came out, and I wanted to share my thoughts on that. Invisible Man stars Elizabeth Moss, who was in Us, and she was very very good in this film. It's a Blumhouse film directed by Lee Winnell, who did Insidious 3, and he did the fantastic Upgrade. If you haven't seen Upgrade, definitely check it out. I have to admit, I had low expectations going into this. Mainly because coming off the heels of Black Christmas, I was kind of wondering whether Blumhouse had just decided to be sucked into this social justice warrior type commentary, uh, taking precedence over a good story with good characters, great special effects. That once they make that turn into that type of genre of film, I didn't know where they were going to go. So I was very, very dubious, quite honestly, about this reboot of The Invisible Man. But I was pleasantly surprised. I was really, really surprised at how good this was. And I'm pleased to say that, at least from my perspective, Blumhouse is kind of back on track with The Invisible Man. The story is a real complete reimagining of the whole Invisible Man. It's not a rehash of the original '30s film, which was more of a mad scientist gothic thriller. This one this one is a take where Elizabeth Moss is married to an abusive, sadistic, but brilliant husband. They live in the high tech area of California, San Francisco, and he's made his fortune in tech, optics, that type of thing. But he's very sadistic and manipulative and controlling. And she tries to break away from that, and he hunts her down using this suit that he's built that makes him invisible. Really, really good. Surprisingly good. I mean, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I highly recommend seeing it. It's probably the best remake of one of the Universal horror franchise that's really been done. Period. I mean, I liked the Wolfman. I liked the Wolfman. I thought the CGI kind of did it wrong towards the end of the film. But other than that, I think this is the best Universal remake that's ever been done, and I look forward to more of these. I hope they do more. Definitely recommend going to see it. Elizabeth Moss was great. I was a little so the first 10, 20 minutes, you've got this um, melodrama with this woman that's tied up with this abusive husband, and she's going to try to escape, and it goes on for about 20, 30 minutes, and I'm kind of thinking, well, where's this going? I mean, but it really picks up steam after that, and it gets really, really intense, and there's some scenes that actually shocked me. I mean, as many horror films as I watch, it got me a couple times, and I was pleased for that. Um, the other thing I think about The Invisible Man, even though I like Invisible Man, every time I sit down to watch the original Invisible Man or this film, there's something about it I'm thinking, well, I'm not really looking forward to this because it doesn't really have a horror character in the sense of Frankenstein's monster or the Wolfman, or Dracula, one of those iconic characters. The guy's invisible. I mean, so you're going to get a lot of, uh, you know, scenes where there's a seat that's indentation on a seat because he's sitting there, but there's nothing there. So you're going to get a lot of scenes of things that aren't there. But it's like, how exciting can that be? But every time I sit down and watch any of the Invisible Man movies, and including this one now, I really enjoy them. But again, I go into that with that caveat, thinking, well, the Invisible Man's invisible, so how exciting can that be? Well, I mean, it's pretty damn exciting. I think this was a really, really good film, on par with the classic one with uh, Lionel Atwell. It was fantastic, and I'm not going to say I mean, it's early into the 2020 season. I don't know that we're going to say this is the best horror film that's come out yet. We're in the first quarter of 2020, but I will say it's going to be top five. I would be shocked if it doesn't make the top five for 2020. So yeah, I think it's worth going. It's worth making the $20 if you go with someone, $20 investment to go see this film, I definitely think it's worth seeing in the theater. You're going to be more than pleasantly surprised. So let me know in the comments below if you've seen the film and what you think. But I was really, really happy with the film. Thanks for watching.